You wouldn't know it from the lack of decorations here in my office, but we are balls deep in the holiday season. What I'd really like to do today is talk about a couple of easy and low-cost gifts for your favorite 2A loving outdoor enthusiast. Now sure, we would all love a belt-fed AR, or potentially that new 10mm Smith & Wesson M&P. Maybe a 55-gallon drum filled to the very top with our favorite ammo. Let's get real though, those Second Amendment toys that we all love so much, they tend to break the bank. So the key is to find things that are going to be appreciated, but aren't necessarily going to blow out your budget. Now let's start with a 2-pack of bore snakes for $15. So this one is the 22 caliber bore snake that is going to work with 22, 223, 5.56, it's going to handle it all. That came as a package deal with one for 9mm, and that handles 38, 357, 9mm, 380. It handles a bunch of different calibers. Now you can mix and match the bore snakes that come in this package. You just have to click the link down below and take a look and see if they have what it is that you're looking for. Now these bore snakes, they are a great little stocking stuffer or something that you can throw into a range pack that you're putting together if you want to make one of those for somebody. I keep a set of bore snakes for my most commonly used calibers here in my office as well as in my range bag. So whenever I need one, there's always one close at hand. Now remember to scroll down in the description for links to the products that we're going over today. Using those links is what keeps the lights on around this place. So for everybody that's using those affiliate links, I appreciate you. Now, if the bore snake bores you, perhaps what you need are some Surefire Sonic Defender in-ear ear protection. These little guys come in right about $15 for the set, and when it comes to an alternative for my over-the-ear style electronic earmuffs, these are my go-to. I've carried this set around with me for probably about 7 years now, and I originally got these because I was working at refineries where you're required to wear ear protection all the time, and the standard foam disposable ear protection, they never seem to seat well with me. These, on the other hand, once you get them in place, they stay. They don't come undone. The seal doesn't get broken, and I believe it's because of this locking piece here that sits in the fold of your ear and just keeps them nice and tight. To be honest, your average over-the-ear style ear protection bugs the ever-living shit out of me. You know, they come over, they press on my glasses, they irritate the sides of my head right here. Honestly, I really don't like them. So these Surefires, they are comfortable. They cut the volume levels down when I need them cut down. And they're cheap enough that if I happen to lose one or lose a pair, it's not a big deal. This is another item that I have several pairs of. I keep a pair of these in the car. There's a pair in the range bag. I have a couple out in the gun safe. Come to think of it, there's a lot of 2A type products that I do that with. I try to order multiple of them so that I have them all over the place. Next on the list is going to be Lucas gun oil. Again, this is something that I have several bottles of. This is the bottle that stays here in my office. Again, I have one in my range bag. I have another one that's in my car, and then my toolbox at work, I also have another bottle of this stuff there. It comes in handy, and it is a great product to have laying around. Also, it's a small enough bottle that's gonna fit in a stocking. Great stocking stuffer. So a 2-pack of Lucas gun oil, I think that comes in at under $15. I think it's actually just over 10. It might be 11 or 12, whatever. We'll call it 2 bottles for 15. At that price, you might as well order a couple of them and have them in your house, in your car, in your range bag, whatever. It's a really reasonable price for this product, and that's why I have so many of them. Now I know how it is when we kind of get into that groove of we find that one gun cleaner or gun lube that we use, and that becomes the only thing that we use. I got started using the Lucas gun oil like almost 3 years ago, and it's worked well for me in all kinds of conditions. Here in the Pacific Northwest, at times we have extreme heat, at times we have extreme cold, but one thing that you can guarantee is that the humidity will always be high. That being said, the Lucas gun oil has worked well in all conditions that I have come across here in my home state of Washington. Another thing that I really like about the Lucas is that it has this needle-tipped oiler, which allows me to get a little more precision when it comes to oiling my little bits and pieces on my handguns. Instead of having to put oil on a Q-tip and get down in there, or just slop oil all over the damn place, I'm able to actually get it in there just where I want it. So for the price, you really can't beat it. It comes in handy for all things 2A related and not. So next thing on my list is going to be a little less generic, a little more specific, and the price is going to vary quite a bit, so I'm not even going to throw any numbers out there. We are going to be talking about custom grips for 1911s by Brownworks. What I've got here is my 360 Tactical Solution grip, and I believe that what this is the African Rosewood. Personally, I love it. Rock Island Armory ships these guns out with G10 grips or whatever. They're so plain and generic. And so far, Brownworks is the only company that is making aftermarket grips for the Rock Island guns. Whether you have a Rock Island double stack 1911, or a Colt or Springfield or any other brand, make, or model of 1911, Brownworks has you covered. They have so many different options for types of wood, finish, what kind of texture or checkering you want on them. You can have them laser engraved. I mean, the sky truly is the limit with the Brownworks grips. Now, I know there are a lot of companies that are out there making custom grips for 1911s. I mean, that's not something that's new. The thing that I think really sets Brownworks apart from some of the other companies is the customer service. The company is small, it's owner operated, and Mark does basically every step of the process himself. That means that his quality control is going to be top-notch. The guy takes a lot of tender, loving care in making sure that the product that he's making is the absolute best that it can be. Support a small business that does a hell of a job. Hit that link below and check out the grip selection over at Brownworks. Next on the list is for you Glock fans, and I paid $25 for this fiber optic front sight on this. Of course, this isn't a Glock, it's a Polymer 80, but you get the point. For me, fiber optic is really the only way to go when it comes to iron sights. And when it comes to iron sights, fiber optic in the front and blacked out rear is my preferred setup. The Polymer 80, of course, came with a blacked out rear sight, so there's no reason to change anything back there. One of the things that I like about this particular sight, aside from the pricing, is that it is extremely well made. I would expect that a sight that I put on a gun at that price wouldn't last more than a couple mags worth of usage before it started coming loose and potentially launched itself into the atmosphere while I'm firing at the range. That's not the case here. The sight has an open-sided and topped design that allows it to get as much sunlight into the fiber optic as humanly possible. The sight itself is made out of metal. It's not some cheesy plastic, which is nice. The sides are reinforced so that it stays nice and strong and it doesn't fall apart. It is a simple and easy upgrade for any Glock that's out there. Realistically, there's no need to do anything with the back sight. You don't necessarily need to have fiber optic rears. Just swapping out the front makes a big difference with any gun. The packaging for this sight comes with a little tool to help you swap out the fiber optic, and it comes with a red, white, and green fiber optic for it. I have the green in there. That's my preference. Kind of gives a little bit of contrast because I prefer a red dot and a green fiber optic iron sight in front. Works out pretty well. Now, the Polymer 80, of course, I haven't cut the slide yet to have an optic put on it, but that'll be soon, hopefully. Okay, last but certainly not least on this list is the AR ambidextrous charging handle from Mentium USA. Now, some of you may recognize this from my budget AR pistol build. These things come in at like $20, $25. I love them. I know what you're thinking. A $20 charging handle has to be absolute trash, right? No, that's not the case. The design on this charging handle is very similar to what you would see on a Radian Raptor, which comes in at right about $100. When it comes to the functionality of this charging handle, I would say that it is just as good as a Radian Raptor. if not maybe just a little bit better. If you don't already have one of these on your personal AR, I would suggest ordering a couple of them. You can gift some out to friends and then keep one for yourself. Believe me, if you swap over to this charging handle, you will not regret it. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope if nothing else, I have at least given you a little bit of inspiration for some 2A type gifts for your friends and family. Happy holidays and stay safe out there.